All right. We are here. Everything's up and running. This is the last shot. Pray to the ML gods, the land of Dawn. Brody, Bruno, Kadita, whoever you want. Esmeralda's thickness. Let's get this on the move. We're gonna jump right into the drafts, not waste any time. I gotcha. We back, boys. First band is going to be EXN. Second band will be Area 77. Following up with that second pick. We'll see how things go. I think, I mean, like I said before, Area 77, definitely the favorites right now. I would say though, EXN could definitely take this. It's not going to be impossible for them to win this game. I'm excited to see how things go. Area 77 does have a sub in right now. Burn it all down. They don't have Mark Cutie on right now. So there's also some other things to think about here, you know? Yeah, and that's so I was talking. Okay, so those are some of the bands that have accumulated recently that we didn't see in any of today's earlier games. We saw that Beatrix band. We saw a lot of different bands, and these are the bands we've been seeing with like MLP, The Valley, Area 77. We saw Esmeralda. We saw Lunox. I like this Clint band. A lot of people are starting to respect him in the gold lane and know that he can be a real problem in the end game. So it's interesting to see the way these different teams span, especially the teams who are higher up on the bracket compared to teams that are lower on the bracket. Yeah, I think like Esmeralda has carried games. Not carried, but just been able by the end game, just able to get vision. It's almost impossible to take her down. But now with some of these picks banned, who do they put up front? Lilia is open, and normally Area 77, Yato loves Lilia. So EXN wants to take that immediately. Paquito, though, being open, and by banning these things like Esmeralda, banning these things like Clint, you see some couple patches, we see them get in, like Paquito and things like that. So it's always interesting to see what happens here. Can you hear me? Could you not hear me? Oh. Oh, So, right now, Roger, Paquito, Lilia. We're looking at the next two picks from EXN right now, wondering how it's going to go. Ultimately, we're going to see that Matilda this time, I think, which we haven't seen at all today. So I'm kind of excited to see that. We know her dive potential. I've seen EXN use her before. And with Esmeralda gone, she definitely has a lot more viability. I mean, of course, I don't think they're gonna. I think having anyone that's not your usual 5-man, like, I mean, he's a member of Area 77, but still, like, not having your usual 5-man that you've been playing in the league with for the past 5 games, there's gonna be some change. There's gonna be a change to dynamic, communication, things like that. But ultimately, hopefully, they can still hold it together and carry it through. I think at this point, they're probably going to try to get rid of some more damage dealers, and that's been a popular trend for Area 77 ever since they did it against MLP. They've been banning out these marksmen, banning out these heavy damage dealers. It seems like maybe they're onto something here. Maybe they're onto figuring out, like, these are the heroes that have been carrying games. Forget everybody else. We don't care what the rest of your pick pool is. We want to get rid of some of these heroes who are really causing damage against our team. They did. Yeah, I know Aurora just got a buff. I wonder if if we'll ever see her at all. But, like, ultimately, I think these Cog, Farza, Lilia, Eve, those have been, like, the hot picks. And another marksman ban coming from Area 77, to whereas EXN kind of goes for more of the tank. They're aiming for Gal's Cutie right now. We know he plays a nice Chow tank. He plays a nice Kufra, limiting his pool down. You know, is he going to go? I think a Kai might be decent here, going against Jawhead. They bring in the offlaner instead. We just watched Kaja destroy AE. But still that tank's open. Hanzo. EXN has been showing this Hanzo for a while. And I'm wondering... I'll just turn your voice back on. I'm wondering if they're ever actually going to pick it. We've also seen them run this Jungle Bane, and I'd be really excited to see that.
Jungle Bane is pretty thick. Kaja's a little dangerous here.
Yeah, Kaja's definitely dangerous here.
We're gonna have to watch out for that. I mean, of course, if he dodges that wave, he can just rip her right in. Rhea got an update. She did get buffed.
Rhea did get buffed. I've been wondering if, you know, you just talked about some of these overhauls, some of these patches. I'm wondering who we're gonna see start to make light. There's your Jawhead.
There's the Jawhead.
Don't think it's a horrible pick. Gonna be able to lock down on some of these heroes, get those throws. Anytime Matilda tries to come in, he's gonna be able to get her out of there. Same thing with Lapu. And the thing about Lilia too is Lilia's a very full frontal mage, you know? She doesn't have a whole lot of distance. She really has to, like, get up in the fight. So I think Jawhead will do pretty well against her also. And same thing with Kaja. He'll be able to possibly pick her off if he can. Maybe get a pick onto this Bane. Right now, though, we see no real, like, we don't...
Back range.
Yeah, nothing... EXN has no real long-range heroes right now. Of course, Bane does have poke. But like we said, Lilia's real in your face. And it's almost similar on the side of Area 77, but that Kagura. Kagura is definitely going to be able to possibly make some nice ganks, make some nice flanks around team fights and things of that sort.
We're going to see Freya going up against Kaja, Apu going up against Paquito, and then, of course, the jungles are where they're at, man. But the Bane jungle, he definitely, if he snowballs just like, oh man, they're already tossing. The Jawhead wastes his toss on the Matilda instead of going for the Rogers toss. But they're still giving great pressure here. The Jawhead's probably got his skill back. Probably easily toss that ult there. Or, you know, he could toss that Matilda right back there and just murder him real fast, you know?
EXM is pretty comfortable in this position, though. They do this pretty regularly. When they have that Matilda. Oh, but here we go. Are they going to secure the first kill and pay? They do. There's that toss you wanted to see. Yep. First blood going to Area 77. And EXN has done that many times, and a lot of times it works for them. They do this early push, check out the blue buff, see if they can get a pick or something. But I don't know if they want to do it up against Area 77, because what we just saw is they were ready to respond quickly.
Yeah, no, this is definitely going to be interesting. We have the fighting is going to be going on, man. That's why. Ooh.
Oh, another nice pick. EXM responding and getting a kill of their own. 1-1.
Jawhead. That's a good pick there. If the Kaja would have had the pull, the Jawhead would have excelled on that toss. Would have destroyed that Freya.
Yeah.
But it looks like we might have maybe a fight over here for.
Keto doing some poke damage, but the rest of them closing in. Lapu just missing, but Bane is able to pop his first skill and get a kill onto Merciless. Now they're closing on Gulf's Cutie, and another kill goes to EXN. Area 77 starting to fall behind here. First turtle is up. I think they're going to be able to take this uncontested.
Oh yeah, man. They just decimated that right there. The Jawhead's been getting caught off guard. It looks like he tried to steal a turtle, couldn't do it. That was a good effort by the Roger. That was, oh man, that would have been a clutch play right there if Roger pulled that off.
Yeah, I thought he was going to pay for that, honestly. He jumped in, and I thought he was going to get thrown and just taken out, and I was going to say, oh, what a big mistake. But he doesn't. I think at this, well, the fact that Roger hasn't gotten taken out yet, gold's still pretty close. We are almost seeing 1,000k gold lead to the side of EXN. But nothing they can't come back from.
Turtle. The biggest thing we're seeing here is that no one went marksman.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. That's definitely they're rolling with fighters on all of the lanes. Maybe relying on their mages. Ooh.
Nice throw from that Jawhead. Does he get the kill? In comes that Kagura and secures the kill on a Matilda. I think no marksman and no real beefy heroes that we normally see, like Esmeralda, Ruby, Uranus, things we've been seeing tonight. I'm thinking this could be a bit of a quicker game. I think these team fights are going to go faster. I think when we see these 5v5 clashes, heroes are just going to go down, and we're going to see who rises on top after them.
I mean, the Jawhead does have his 4. Big possible fight here in mid. I want to see this Jawhead.
A nice throw from Jawhead onto that Bane. Bane pops his ultimate to try to get some space. He's able to get back to the tower as Lapu pops his ultimate back. Paquito taking some big damage from that Matilda. Lilia able to clear out Matilda. Area 77 slowly dropping. That's 2 down. Yato trying to get out any way he can. Kagura does get taken down, and a triple kill goes to Lilia. EXN now securing a bit of more of a foothold and turning that 1k gold lead to a 2k gold lead.
Yeah, and they might even take that tower up there. That is why the Kaja is pushing, because they are just monstering it, man. Just obliterated that top tower. Possible another fight here?
Yeah, they're going in. Lapu pops that ultimate, but gets pinked by that Kaja, and the kill goes to Kaja, and assist goes to Roger, and in comes Yato getting a nice stun onto Lilia. The fights are coming fast. We're only 4 minutes in, and these teams are clashing, G.
Yeah, man. With EXN taking that top tower, that's going to be a huge blow for Area 77 here. Looks like they're going to be securing this turtle here. Roger's on the other side of the map, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be very uncontested here. They're going back to farming because they know they need to. The gold lead difference is something that's going to really hurt them in the end. The Freya's at the bottom lane, kind of just doing her own thing. Lapu maybe going for a Kaja pick here.
Maybe. I don't, but Kaja doesn't have his ult, so.
Yeah, it's just fighting after fighting. It looks like maybe they'll go back to farming now to just kind of relax it out. The gold lead is
they're going to get this pick here. They're waiting for it patiently in this bush. All they need is Lapu to come out a little bit farther. Kaja poking his head. In comes Roger. They do get the ultimate onto him, and they do secure that gank. Down in the bottom lane, though, EXN trying to catch one of their own, maybe two. We see Matilda here. But look at Yato. You know, one thing I love about some of these teams, the patience of them, how they sit in these bushes and wait for the right times. Just overall great plays.
Yeah, they are. And I mean, they almost could secure that second tower up there at the top, but the towers are equal now. The only thing that is down for them is the Lord and a little bit on the kills on Area 77. But they are
big old coming
here.
in there. Like you said, they are pushing. Yato pops the ultimate onto 3 members of EXM, but it's just not enough damage. You know, we need a little bit more time before that Kagura is able to scale. Because she is landing them. She's landing those hits. They're going to need to be careful. It's good that they got a kill onto her early on. It set her back. But this could be bad for Kaja. Matilda does secure a kill. It's now 7-4. Almost a 3K gold lead now to the side of EXN.
Yeah, and the EXN's mage is just excelling right now. She's 4-0, man.
Yeah.
We got almost maybe a 3-man gank, possibly on Paquito. I think he might have gotten a glimpse of it. And I don't know. Stick with the minions here. But we got a
beautiful wall, though. Area 77, don't count them out yet. They're still getting the picks they need to. You know, and I like how they secured that top tower back earlier on in the game, because it's true. You said it. It gave the ability for Lapu to rotate down once the EXN got that tower. And then Area 77 quickly responded like, okay, we need to take this tower back. That's the next one we need to take, because we need to be able to have our Kaja rotate too and not be constantly having minions up us. But a fight is coming. Matilda popping an ult, but also just not doing that much damage. But in comes Sonya, a big ult coming in. These teams are clashing. Lapu swinging his sword around, trying to do something, but the damage just isn't there against Area 77. A member of EXN does go down, Freya. So finally, Area 77 seems to be getting the better of their first team fight.
Yeah, they're turning around this match, having that little bit of the gold difference is now coming to a close here. It's going to be whoever takes the first tower and gets in there. That Jawhead is just constantly being aggressive and flipping people right into the back line, man. They there is a full 4-man push right here.
He's caught up against that wall. Look at him just melt down.
Oh my gosh, bro.
And they also secure that tower with them. You know, even though Area 77 is coming back in some of these team fights, they've even the gold, they're losing tower material here.
And I mean, that is the biggest thing. Right now, it's just focus on objectives. They finally secured that turtle. There looks like maybe a pick on Paquito down here. He's pretty thick right now. He's not taking too much damage. But it's going to be whoever gets this mid tower first is going to allow the rotations to be easy. People won't be able to push out as much. The gold lead's only roughly about 1,000. So we're looking at not something that's not too crazy. Roger is scaling right now, though. He's going fast.
He's going fast.
Lanes. Dude got a pocket of NOS, man. He ain't stopping that guy.
Oh, we're missing a little something down here, though. Gals Cutie and that Kagura Yato able to get a kill onto Lapu. And then in comes Kaja, forces Lily to pop her ultimate, but she keeps firing those shots. But it seems like Area 77 wants to keep pushing. I love the fact that even though they fell behind G, they kept on applying pressure. You know, they didn't fall into the tempo of EXN. They're like, okay, you keep doing you, we're going to keep doing us. Like, you see a lot of teams start losing and they just start following around the enemy team. Like, oh, we're getting ganked up top, we got to try to stop them. Oh, we're getting ganked on bottom, we got to try to stop them. But they didn't do that. They're like, okay, gank us, we're going to gank here. Like, we're going to do something different.
Oh, that Kagura just secured the kill on their mage on EXN side. Possibly take Lord now. They're down their main damage hitter right now.
They are going to go for it. Bane is up, though, and does have Retry. Does EXN contest this? They have Gals Cutie ready to stop anyone who comes in, and they get the first Lord. Yeah,
there was no contest in that right there. With them losing the mage. Yeah, with them losing that mage right there, the Kagura set the standard, and They're gonna wait for everything here, possibly get a
Oh my god, look at Kyle's cutie, pops that ultimate right into Lapu Lapu, but in comes Freya doing some huge damage. This is what we want to see some Freya. They are clashing at the top right now. 3 members of Area 77 are down, and now they're closing in on this Roger, but he doesn't want to stop. He's able to take out Bane. He keeps on going. He doesn't stop. Is he going to take Lilia? Triple kill. He turns this fight around and just starts clearing out members. He's under the tower. Is he going to take Matilda too? They do take that middle tower, and look at burn it all down. That play right there. This is why I wish I had the replay camera ready.
Look at that, bro. Dude, he is just melting minions, and he's so fast. What is going on here? This is perfect plays by a Roger right now, man. Dude he came in and murdered that whole team, bro.
Yeah, I thought he was done
crazy.
for, honestly. I thought he was, like, when he jumped back in, I was like, oh, this is bad, because he was getting chased by 3 of them, and then he just turns it around, takes out, he takes out Bane, he takes out Lilia, another big pick by Gal's Cutie. At this point, EXN, you know, I know they had that advantage early on, but I think it's time for them to start playing a bit more defensively, because now Area 77 has a huge gold lead. Or not huge, but a nice gold lead.
Man, this Rod, look how fast he is, dude. He can't stop.
Another throw. The CC from Area 77 right now, just picking off these heroes one by one. EXN needs to play a tighter rotation right now.
They do. And you can just see the Jawhead. Every time someone's trying to defend a tower, he just gets in there, tosses them out to the front of the line, and they just meld down.
He's not even worried about it.
Stopping it here. No, not at all, dude. They might just full on push this right here. EXN does have 1 person down. No, they ended up pulling back.
I think it's a smart play to pull back. They've taken the advantage. They've taken all of the lane towers, all its left inhibitors. You know, don't get too aggressive. Just play a smart game and finish it clean.
Yeah, I mean that's what they need to do. They're I mean, what? It's only 80 seconds on Lord, so not too long. Kind of starve them out. If anybody does overextend, punish them. And I mean that's what we're seeing on the Jawhead. They
look at him just hanging out.
He's like full on camping mode, man. He whipped out the tent.
Just hanging out in the bush. I mean, but just it's plays like that, like he's giving vision. You know, he lets everyone know that the enemy team is not on red buff side, which means they're on blue buff side. Like, and it just helps your team know where everyone's at, and like the patience of him just sitting in these bushes waiting for picks. You know, the fly trap, man, just waiting to catch somebody.
Oh yeah, and I mean, with the Roger has 11,000 gold right now, bro. He is thick.
Oh, and that's what, another pick. That's just one by one.
One by one. The snowballing of Roger right now. He has his full gear set right now.
Does he already? Oh yeah, he's in there.
Gold.
He's got 11k gold already.
Like dude is a farming animal.
Yeah.
I don't even think he knows what to do right now. Everything's clear. They're pushing for Lord. They're setting up for it. They're gonna just end it here.
Yeah, they don't even have to worry about it. They know that they can do this. I mean, you have Jawhead sitting over here with that Kaja, the perfect defense, just like knowing like you can't come try to contest this. We're gonna stop you right in your tracks. I mean, normally when you zone like in these 2 bushes, but they're all the way up here. Like, listen, we're not even worried. Us 3 could take all 5 of you.
Like, bro, and they're letting the lanes come out far enough that it allows them to make mistakes. You know, like and the enemy team doesn't want to do it. EXN, they know. They're full man, just holding the tower, not worrying about it. They're going to wait for the Lord push because they know that's the best thing. They have their inhibitors. In order for them to do anything, that's just what's going to happen. They're going to have to full on defend. It's just a matter of Area 77 is going to split push. You let the Lord take a tower, and then their whole team push a tower, or what they want to do here. Ooh. Possibly. Nope, not an overextension.
I do love, you mentioned like the fact they were freezing lanes. The macro of Area 77 was extremely clean there. Now all these waves are clashing in together. Lord coming down on this bottom inhibitor, but the battle is happening in the mid lane. You see this Lord coming in. You've seen Kaja and Paquito kind of switch over to that bot. It looks like the rest of them are waiting for the next wave, but they don't want to push it. The patience of Area 77 is there, but here comes another wave of minions clashing in. Kaja flickers in and grabs that Lapu Lapu. Now comes the Jawhead and flips over that Bane. Now another one goes down on the side of EXN. This is the play that they wanted to make, but look at Freya coming in, able to take out Lei, and down goes more. Can she be the one that EXN needs? She's doing more damage. They aren't able to take her. Who's next? The immortality of that Roger has popped. He's forced to go back, but instead he wants to go in and he takes the kill from Matilda. Freya, though, staying in this battle. A nice throw coming from Gauss Cutie, able to take out Freya. The battle right there. First game goes to Area 77.
That was crazy. Dude, every time you think that Roger's going down, he just comes back and eats more. Like, 1 HP, inhibitor diving, just going in. That Freya was still hitting really hard. I just like it just didn't scale. The objectives, Area 77, you could just see it. Like they knew what they were doing. The patience, like you were saying, they were controlling lanes, controlling bushes. They were losing a little bit in the early game, but their late game, they came out swinging.
Yeah, they did. They, I mean, the fact that they, like you said, the fact that they were like kind of losing in the very beginning, like in Area 70s, like that's when we see the difference in skill level of some teams. We see real teams kind of rise to the occasion when like they're falling behind and they're behind like 2k gold lead and they take this 5v5 clash and they just completely dominate and they're still able to win a game and just turn everything around.
Exactly. It was crazy. And that Roger, I mean, he had 14,000 gold at the end there. That guy was farming.
Yeah. Once he really started snowballing, oh my god, that play in the mid lane?
Oh, bro.
3v1. He had like a half a bar of health and just cleared them, had them running. I'm really excited for this next game. I'm sure the players are too. G, do you think EXN is gonna try to learn from their lesson and cop a win here?
I don't know, man. With the maybe if they do the correct bans, and they can get some of that CC and that back lane control, but like even what we were saying in the very beginning, they just didn't have no way to pierce into their ranks, man. So that was the biggest problem. Once they get into that, I think then they'll have something. Even like a Farza would have been a great play there. Someone that could have just not been a frontal assault. They just had so much frontal.
They had like what the setup they had no real end game damage there. If they wanted to try to like play for an end game, they didn't have any kind of marksman for the back line. And like you said, once they got steamrolled on, there was nothing to do about it. Once Bane went down and Lapu went down, it was over for them.
Yeah, and I mean with Area 77 having Kaja and Jawhead, dude, they could literally just toss someone straight to the back line. Kaja drags them away and even deeper, and they were like a living monster, man. Every time someone got tossed or pulled, like the whole team collapsed on them.
Yeah, they were both able to pick off anyone they wanted.
Oh yeah.
I mean, those final dives into the inhibitor tower, Kaja goes in, grabs Lapu, and then like dominoes, they knew once Kaja went in, Jawhead's like, all right, my turn now. Flickers in, grabs someone else, throws them back, and right there, 2 members down. But one thing to talk about though from EXN, that Freya in the end game, she was putting up a fight against 4 or 5 of them, man. Like, definitely a possible viable pick in the future of this league.
Yeah, no, she had a lot of power. She was actually really thick. Like, she almost like kind of looked like Esme. Like she was gaining shields like crazy. she was in there swinging her sword as fast as possible. I just think maybe if she gets an item that does a little bit more damage, she was still eating the other team.
Yeah, I think at this point, look, I mean, the bands look almost exact. The only thing, Area 77 switches it up this time and goes for the Lilia band. They decided to do something a bit different. They know that that's going to be a trouble. So what does this first pick? Do they go for the same thing? They take the Roger.
Did we switch sides? I think we did.
We did not. I just noticed that.
I don't know if that's a big problem, but
we'll ask them.
Yeah. I did just definitely know. I was like, hold on, EXN was definitely on the other side, or on the same side. So I wasn't sure if that. I mean, Area 77 seemed pretty cocky. They were like, man, give them a handicap.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask them now, see if they want to redo this.
Yeah, I just seen it, so I wasn't sure if it'd be something we wanted to point out, just to have a little bit of fair.
There's been a couple times that we miss this or something like this happens, and the teams are like, it's cool, it's all right. So in the end, it comes down to what their decision is.
Yeah, it's all good. But yeah, I mean, we're still getting really good picks here. Having a Clint on the left hand, having a Roger. Those are still huge picks.
Definitely switching up from what they did last time.
Yeah, Selena, really good CC. That's almost a backlaner. Yeah, there's. Thought they were gonna go as far as they debated me. Kaja?
Kaja again. I think it's. I mean, he did it great last time.
Why not? Kaja turn the tides.
I mean, the fact that and then now it's like he's up against even squishier people. You know, like he's got a Clint to grab, he's got a Selena to grab, and I think honestly, I feel like Kaja does decent against Roger too. If Roger tries to close in on you, because Roger kind of has to really do that damage, you just nab him up.
They have a lot of physical damage right now, though. They're gonna have to have some type of magical. Maybe even a Karina jungle? I don't know if Area 77's diverse in their jungles or what they like to play, but they definitely have a lot of physical. They're probably going to want to switch it up. Either that or they might be deciding to call the match and swap the lanes, but I don't know here.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see, honestly. We might just do the switch. A lot of stuff's going on in the official Discord right now about this whole AE drama.
Oh jeez. they definitely made a name for themselves diving in like that. I'm definitely excited to see what happens here. I want to see. I mean, their bans are nice. Farza ban is interesting. I mean, they definitely need magic. They're gonna maybe go Kagura again. Kagura was a good play. They panned Lapu Lapu on Area 77 side, so that's interesting.
Okay, so they are gonna play this game out. Both teams have agreed. They're playing this game out.
Okay. Nice. Definitely glad to see it. Maybe. Listen, that's what I was saying. They're gonna be like, do they really want it? Oh, ban Kagura.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing some target bans coming. I really like the fact though that they took out these offlaners, because that's all that EXN has left to pick.
Yeah. Like,
and we know that Lapu Lapu can be a strong carry. We know that EXN likes to play it. Chang.
Yeah.
We haven't seen her once this whole league yet, and she is a viable pick. I really do believe that. I would like to see the Chang over Eve just because I'd like to see something new.
Yeah, and I mean,
there's that Aurora I was talking about.
Aurora would be nasty.
She recently got a buff, and they boosted her up a little bit. So
I've actually been playing her a lot. and she's strong. She's strong. I think
a
I got like
glass
an
cannon,
80%
though.
win rate.
She's definitely a glass cannon. Like, she's super squishy, but she hits like a tank.
Oh yeah. And then we got an Alice. We don't see Alice's too much anymore, just because of how easy they die in the early game.
Yeah.
But our late game's really thick, so we'll definitely see how it goes here.
I like the fact that they're putting up. So they need, you know, they need some tankiness. Of course, they're trolling us with this Faramese pick. Are they gonna go for this Raft tank here? I think that's a good play. Estes not horrible either, but it's really gonna damage their early game. Right? Nope, that's banned. I was about to say. For anyone that wants to know, the new hero is banned right now from the league. MPL does the same thing. If a new hero drops while a tournament's happening or something, or a season is happening, that hero is not allowed to be used.
I was actually wondering that, because I've never seen her banned, and I know how crazy she is.
Yeah, just in case there's any bugs with her. A lot of times when new heroes are dropped, there's bugs with them, or there's some sort of issues. So we're just not taking any chances, and we're gonna wait until next season to have her in.
Yeah, this is quite interesting though. Like, they have a lot of physical, a lot. Only that one magical, and Yave. Like, I guess it all depends on how they depend to build her. But if she goes support mage, it's gonna be a little tough. I mean, another team, all they have to do really is just.
I mean, we're definitely gonna see this Matilda as tank, but she still does nice magic damage towards the in the beginning of the game. Whereas Eve, I mean, Eve will ultimately be good, and then with Carrie, it doesn't matter that she does physical damage. What she does, like her major niche, is she damages you off of the percentage of your health. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna get Demon Hunter's sword or whatever, and it doesn't matter whether you have. Whether you're tanky or what, she's gonna take a percentage of your health away with her hits, and that's so I like their comp on Area 77 right now. I think they have a much better early game. I think the fact that Estes is running tank is going to make it very hard for EXN to engage in the early game, because they have no real front line right now. I mean, they have no real front line. They have Alice, but they're looking very squishy up front. So this early game, they're going to need to play it safe. And I mean, Area 77 knows this. Look at Matilda already like poking her nose around. Oh, though.
Ooh, nice CC.
That was a bad play by Area 77, though. If Selena can keep landing arrows like that, they might stand a chance right here.
Ooh, the Chow trying to come in. Hits the Ets. Dude, the Chow's hitting pretty hard right now.
Chow does some nice. Well, Estes is super squishy early game. That's what I mean. Like, when you run him as tank,
that's what you were saying.
You got to be careful with him.
They got almost a 1,000 gold lead here on EXN side, so this is interesting. Like you said, we'll see if the Alice scales. If the Selena is really good at roaming and keeping control of the map, I think she's going to be really devastating. Especially if she can lock down that Matilda most of the time. It doesn't seem like Clint or Paquito's having a trouble with Clint down there, which also might be tough. But they're trying to lock on this Alice. Maybe a jump on Roger right here?
Yeah, will they get it? Burn it all down. Does have his ultimate ready, but it seems like they're going to disengage. They know Selena's there. They know Essie's there, but no. Chow gets a nice kick onto Roger. Roger looking really low right now. He doesn't decide to go for it, but he takes the price, and Selena secures the kill. I feel like when he was that deep, like, just take the tower dive and take out Roger. It's worth it. An offlaner for a hyper, just take out Roger.
Ooh, Roger here is gonna be he's gonna be relying on that Ets, but the Yave's gonna slow people down. We have possibly, and no, they definitely do. They're just always so close to getting the
I said that EXN didn't have early game, but right now they are dominating the early game. But this is kind of similar to what we saw last time.
Yeah, being that Etz is carrying the Roger here, you know, like the dude is so fast, he's so strong, and as long as the Etz follows him down, like the Roger's just gonna monster.
Yeah, and it gives him, it just makes him like, that's at this point, it's, I guess the game plan is Roger is our engager. We don't need a tank because we have Estes to make him tanky.
Yeah.
And then later on, Estes and Alice, oh, it's going to be monstrous.
Yeah, the late game is going to be a little hard for Area 77, but we've seen that Area 77 was a little rusty in the first initial part of it, but it was the combination of their strategic bush camping and placements.
Strategic bush camping. Did you get a Boy Scout pin for that one?
I'm just, you know, maybe we might have to give it to him. I've seen Jawhead pitch a perfect camp there.
10.
Yeah.
We are getting some engages though down in the bot lane. Eve popping that ult and locking in some of EXN, but the Estes heal already seems to be there. You know, the fact that he hasn't died yet, he's already starting to do some nice help to this team. And the fact that Area 77 is falling behind, they're not able to do the damage that they would normally be able to do to this Estes.
Yeah, and I mean, our gold lead is about 2K here. That's roughly about, I think they've gotten both the turtles here. The engages have been more on EXN side.
Oh my god, another stun from Selena. Sorry for the interruption, but she takes out Matilda, and this will be another kill onto that Paquito. Roger securing it. That is now a 6-0 lead for EXNG.
Man, Roger, this is, dude, they just did barely a slight buff to Roger's defense, and
he's a monster right now.
They put him back into the game.
I mean, he was in the game already. I mean, in the NACT tournament, we saw him dominate. He was getting banned by the end of it. So I was confused when they gave him the buff.
Yeah, I mean, I was too. They try to say that he was just not like in there, but as you can see, like now that he has Etz, like it's being tough for Area 77 right now. Yeah, they're trying to camp it out, farm it out, get the gold lead back. They got to get some picks, though. They have 0 kills on Area 77.
Yeah.
But it's all about the long con.
But, you know, like I said in the last game, even here, Area 77 this far behind, still trying to make plays. They just rotated to this top lane. You know, they're still playing their own game, and that's what I like about them. You know, they never let falling behind get in the way of the way they rotate, get in the way of the way they do things. They keep up a steady tempo no matter what. But honestly, on the side of EXN, the real playmaker has definitely been that Selena G.
And I think to be like maybe the mid game, mid to late, the game might actually slow that Roger down. If they can catch that Roger slipping, that essentially is going to take out the brute force of their front line there, and it might cause a slip on the EXN.
In comes this Roger for this Chow, though. Chow does get the knock up. He does not pop the kick, though. But they are now under Area 77's tower. Matilda is here to back him up. Alice decides to flicker out as Area 77 tries to defend. And while this is happening, Area 77 does take the opportunity to take that mid lane tower. And this is what I mean. They keep up their own tempo no matter how far behind they are.
Like, you see the Paquitos out there cutting the bottom lane. Losing mid tower is devastating.
Oh my god, that Roger damage though.
Solo Paquito.
Not many people solo Paquito like that.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Just turn into a werewolf and ate him. The one thing I haven't seen is this Chow making sets. I think that might be a big downfall for Area 77 is that him being on the side lane, they still have the Matilda, but it seems like they have 2 tanks.
Yeah, well, I mean, Chow's definitely running damage right now, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he has a tank emblem on.
So he is running tank. Which, I mean, maybe it's more of an endgame plan. You know, dealing with this Roger, who we know is going to be doing crazy damage. Oh, a nice kick, though, onto that Roger as we're talking about it. But the heal of Estes is too much. But Matilda tries to follow up. Roger re-engaging in his wolf form and then escapes. But here comes Chow trying to do some more. He does get pinned down by that Clint, and the fight goes to no one. The disengage happens, but we're starting to see the bulkiness of Area 77 and maybe why they picked that Chow tank instead of going with damage. That way they can make these fights last, because they know that Roger's a big damage dealer, and they also know that the side of EXN has some bulkiness to them.
Yeah, and I mean, the biggest thing we do see here is that Area 77 is going with anti-heal in the very beginning, so they're not going to be hitting as hard because they are trying to control that healing aspect of EXN. So possibly their mid game could be staggering and, you know, destroying EXN. But let's see how she turns out. Roger's trying to eat that Matilda. They do get away. Looks like maybe a set to push this mid tower in. Clint is on the side lane, so they might not have enough power.
Comes Chow, though, with a nice kick onto that, and followed up by the ult of Matilda. Carry is able to secure the kill on Selena, and that might be what they needed. Now they close on Estes, and there's nothing to help them heal. Now Roger and Alice pinned under the tower. Clint trying to rotate up to maybe help something, but this is what we see from Area 77. Turn games around.
Yeah, no, this is what is going to happen here. Alice is going in.
Yeah,
she's thick right now.
She is. She's getting some bulkiness to her.
I don't know if she's thick enough. Nah, it looks like Area 77. This is what I was saying. Their early game is a little rough, but their mid to late game is just they're always on the objectives. They're always controlling the map. Their rotations, like you were saying earlier, is on point. It looks like Area 77's turning this around. That push last was a good turnaround. Looks like we might have an engage over Lord here. Roger's on the opposite side of the map, though.
Yeah,
and Clint fighting Paquito.
This is a good time for Area 77 to try to take this. Roger is dashing up. He's coming, but the kick has already happened. Followed up by the ult by Esmeralda, but she pops that Winter Trenchy on. Alice does go down, though, thanks to Yato. Lord does go to Area 77, and now Area 77 is closing in more. A nice Abyssal Arrow comes in from that Selena, and Roger's able to kill Matilda, though. Chow now kicking onto that Estes, but it's just not enough. Roger's chasing down Yato and gets the double kill onto that Yves. If we watch him, he's closing in. Will he get the kill? He gets a triple onto that Chow. This is the opposite of what we saw last time. This time Roger is in the hands of EXN, and they are showing that we know how to play him too. They are going to melt this Lord down and possibly take this mid-tier tower, G.
Wow, look at that damage on that tower, bro. This is going to be tough for Area 77 here.
My God, another kill to Roger. He is scaling. Maybe this will make people start banning him. Clint clearing the lane, and Roger backs off to go help clear this bottom lane, but the tower does lose. EXN loses a tower out of all that, but they gain so much more.
Man, this Roger's speed is just phenomenal. I think he would put Ling up to... we might have to do a speed race. Roger is very fast right now. He's scaling with that Ets. As long as the Ets can stay hidden and then hop in when needed, I think they can do it. He has to just dodge all those ults and kind of hold it off here. Looks like
another arrow from Selena, though. She is able to get out just there, but in comes Gal. He does get the kick on Estes, pops the ult by Yves, and now Area 77 turning this match around. They're trying to push back out. They want to reclaim their jungle, but they need to go back to base to defend their tower.
This is a good game right now, man. That Chow singling out that Ets like a pro, hero locking on her, hitting them into the back lanes. That's what we wanted to see from him. That's what I wasn't seeing, and now I'm glad I am.
Yeah, he is making those plays, and I just love like the back and forth right now. When we think that EXN has Area 77, they respond by taking a team fight. When we think Area 77 has EXN, they respond by taking a team fight. Oh, here comes Carry onto them. This might be bad for carry, though. They do respond. Here comes the Winter Truncheon from that Alice. Gauss Cutie, though, does get the kick onto Roger, but he responds. Does he get the kill? He's taking hits, and down goes Roger thanks to Yato, thanks to that evil, but she is then quickly stunned by Selena and taken out by Estes. This is what I mean by the back and forth. It's a 2-for-2 trade. Do they let this Matilda get away? She needs to be quick. The flicker comes in from Clint. He does try to shoot, but he cannot hit. He stops that Chow dead in his tracks and is now working on the red buff on the side of Area 77. Chow sitting here, maybe wanting to disrupt it. He dashes in. He tries to get the knockup, but he can't. Clint does get the red buff and moves on to the lower creeps in the jungle camp. Oh my god, gee, these fights right now. They are going back and forth, and I want to say it's just like, man, Area 77, they have damage, they have slow, but I just don't think they have enough damage. And like I was saying, I just think they have a lot of physical damage, which Eds can definitely control. And I mean, we're looking at them. What they're building. Well, yeah, they don't even need Athena's shield on EXN side. Like they're literally just building all damage. Yeah. You have one person down there building. He built that radiant armor. Estes did. But all the rest are pretty much building damage. We do still need to see if is Carrie going to pick up any more damage. She does. It looks like she's going for a magic defense item to try to survive a little bit longer against that Alice. The full team of Area 77 has all anti-heal. Yeah. Besides the jungle. All 4 members. This is true. They do not want to have to deal with that ads. And I think that's gonna hurt EXN in the late game, just being able to have all that anti-heal. But they might destroy Lord right here. They're gonna go for this Lord. I'm wondering if that's a bit of an early push. Gauss Cutie, the Chow, is up in top lane. He's gonna have to rotate down, so they are down a man. The ultimate of Eve comes in, followed by the ultimate of Matilda. They're closing in on Nobody Chan. They do get the kill on Nobody Chan. Roger goes down, but a member of Area 77 goes down too. Members are going down. Selena down. Alice able to cop a double kill in the back line of Area 77. Yato is taken out. Merciless taken out. It's a 3 versus 3, but the Lord did go to EXN. Man, this is... I just don't know where this game's going right now. But here's that was a bad pick from Chow, though. I don't think he should have gone in there. Yeah, and it could just be Area 77. Maybe had some miscommunication there. Maybe he forgot to change his emblem from the tank emblem. But the dual tank is kind of nice. But we'll see what happens, man. They're definitely gonna control that top lane. All of them are in bot lane right now. They could easily just push that up there. Yeah, they really, like you said, they do lack the damage right now. Yeah. You know, you have Roger, you have Selena, you have Clint right now on the side of EXN. They have a nice end game team that can output the damage when we get to this. You know, everyone's closing in on full item builds. We're about 3 minutes away from everyone from the teams having 60k gold, and that's when it's really going to come down. And I'm wondering if Area 77 is going to choose to, like, who are they going to bulk up? Does Paquito get an extra damage item this time instead of going with 3 defense items? You know, I think those are going to be some crucial choices in these last minutes of the game. And I mean, with them having Ats on the team, and even in Alice, that's healing galore. Like, that's forcing Area 77 to have to waste a slot of damage to be able to deal with these people. So this Chow is just always going in alone. Yeah, but he knows his team's there. In comes Carrie, though, quickly takes out Selena, melting her down with a couple shots. This might be what Area 77 needs. They quickly pick off that tower. Do they decide to back off or not here? I mean, I don't know if they're going to. With that Selena down, that is a huge damage dealer down. Now they're invading on Roger's buffs, which Roger needs his buffs. With taking that red buff, it might be tough for them. I think the gold
gold's at the spot that you don't need it anymore. So it's all about item builds here.
I do, you know, EXN deciding to let them take that tower there. They know they're down Selena. They know it's like, all right, let's just farm up here in the top jungle. Let them take that red buff for now. But look at one thing I can give to Matilda right now. The rotation she's giving to her team, the speed boost, everyone just able to jump around and follow her. You know, they went from bot lane red buff all the way up to their top red buff in a matter of seconds.
Yeah. I mean, that's just the speed difference is great. I think it's just going to be fight over Lord. Late game here.
Oh, Gal's Cutie getting hit. But she, you know, she's getting a bit bulkier though, so those Selena hits aren't as crucial. It's good that they're having them be wasted on Chow and on Matilda instead of them hitting on to Carry or hitting on to Yato in the back lane.
Yeah, no, this is going to be interesting. I mean, Area 77 knows how to stick as a team. They know when to pull out. I feel like it's just going to be that one moment where they need like a quick go. Look at that Chow's patience, man. Looking at get
a nice pick on to Selena. I love how they're focusing her down. They know she's an issue and they know she's squishy, so they pick her down. This is going to give them an advantage, G, in trying to take this Lord right here.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna probably take Lord here with no problem. Their damage is now there. I do see them dealing damage, and we just gotta see where it goes from there. Can they stop the Alice? They are probably gonna. They need to get these last inhibitors, so they gotta make this Lord count. So we'll see how it goes. This is gonna be something else. The gold lead, like we said, is not an issue right now. The carry is now starting to hit
hard. I think she's getting you know, right now Burn It All Down, who's playing carry now, is getting a bit comfier. Starting, I feel like, I don't know if he or her plays carry all the time, and they're starting to get into the groove a bit more with it, rotating around these team fights, picking off the right people. But Lord is coming. Can EXN defend this push, or do they take it all? A nice ult coming in from Eve to zone them out of that tower. They want that inhibitor, and they're going to take it. Alice, though, does flicker into the back lane and pops a second skill, followed up by Winter Truncheon, doing some big damage. Matilda quickly popping her ult to respond and knocking back that Alice. Lord is closing in bit by bit. Area 77 decides to go for the middle inhibitor instead. There is an Abyssal Arrow that lands onto them. Another big flicker coming in from Alice. She is doing some hella damage. But that Eve is able to respond and take her out. The back and forth right now, two members of Area 77 down. Now Roger does secure another kill, and Area 77 has to fall back. I can't believe I just said the words hella damage.
It's all right, T-Rex. Sometimes, you know, it happens.
It just comes out.
This is now everybody has immortality. This is where it's coming down to. They did lose 2 of their inhibitor towers, which is huge. That is, I mean, if they lost 1, okay, but 2's a tough comeback here. It's gonna probably be a fight over the next Lord, or who can be the more patient, and then pitch a tent in that bush, and then call her a game, man. The Selena, they've been getting that Selena and dropping her down, but that Alice there, that Alice play,
that's the new problem.
Clutch.
Alice is going to be the new issue, and the Alice Cutie in a bad position here, gets stuck in there, does pop the ultimate, but still her health drops quickly. Hal able to take her out. Clint starting to do some big damage, and now Area 77 is forced to back off. They're down a member again, down 4v5 in these team fights, and the death counter is growing, G.
Yeah, this is going to be tough, man. I mean, EXN has been leading it since the very beginning here. It's going to be, like I said, coming down. Who's making the play?
Oh, a nice kick though onto Estes. He pushes him all the way into the tower. Estes' immortality pops. Are they going to finish him? They do. The kill goes to Carry, and now they've evened the playing field a little bit. They need to be able to get rid of that Estes.
And the problem is, I mean, it's not too much of a problem. The Estes is back in like 45 minutes, which would be in time for the Lord. It's all about who's going to set up for that Lord. Continue to push those lanes. What are our items looking like?
everybody's just about maxed up except for Selena right now. She's a little bit behind, I think, due to some of those recent kills. But, I mean, we look at Chow, complete bulkiness. He's got Radiant Armor to help deal against that Alice. A lot of them have picked up Radiant Armor to help with the DPS damage of Alice. Looking on the side of EXN, we're looking at Roger. The only defensive item he has is immortality. Almost everyone on both sides has immortality except for a few players. I really like that Winter Truncheon on Alice. She's been clutching it at the best times. I mean, making it work great. We do see Necklace of Durance coming for Selena, coming in with that anti-life steal. I don't know if she's just getting it for the
carry.
And also for that Paquito, I guess.
Yeah.
But the fact that she's not AoE, I'm wondering, like, how useful is that really going to be?
Yeah, true. Because she's not going to be like,
doing damage to 3 people. Yeah, she's got to, whoever she lands her mark on, that's the person who's getting affected by it. It does give a little bit of life, a little bit of spell vamp, and I think some cooldown.
Could be the route they're going there. Definitely got a lot of penetration. They're playing for Lord right here. You can see it, man. This is the setups. Who's going to push that bot lane? Who's going to engage the Lord first?
Look at EXN, though, sitting here, ready to push. Estes poking face. Roger coming out. I don't think they're going to want to take it, though. It looks like they're not trying for it. Hal doing some poke damage, but Area 77 trying to zone them off. Roger coming around this black line, though. Will he get the steal? He does! Roger able to take the steal. Alice coming in, cleaning up this Matilda, and now members of Area 77 are falling. The immortality did pop on Chow, but Clint is able to finish him off. In comes Paquito, though, getting some knockback, but Area 77 is forced back to their base. Look at the flicker from that Selena, able to pick off Paquito, and more members of Area 77 are going down. The immortality pops on Carrie, and she's taken out by Clint. Another kill goes to Clint as the EXN closes on this jungle, but there is a wave of Area 77 minions on the base, so they're forced to go back clear. Lord has already pushed halfway up the top lane. It's not the greatest position for EXN, but they may be able to take this here.
Yeah, this is, I mean, they have Yave, they got Paquito, which are 2 strong people. They just, Roger's also strong, though, so it's going to be tough for him. The Etz is there to heal the Roger, so no biggie there. They should have pushed with Lord. But maybe they're just baiting
it. They're waiting for it. They have plenty of time to push with it. It's coming. They got minions coming in at every wave. This may be their chance. Only 3 members of Area 77 stand against 4 members of EXN, though Alice is still at base. Lord has cleared through the top inhibitor as minions have cleared through the bottom, but it doesn't seem like EXN might not want to take this right now. This might be a game that goes past 30 minutes, one of the longest ones we've seen. Estes and Selena go back to base.
Wow, man. This is, and now it's tied on inhibitors here. We got 1-1. It's going to be a fight over the Lord. I think Area 77 needs to not be the engager of the Lord, because them getting hit there by that Lord was making them even weaker.
Yeah.
And it was just allowing EXN to just collapse on them.
They definitely took a lot of damage from the Lord, but I think they wanted it. What messed up there is they got distracted by Clint on the bottom left side of the Lord, and Roger was able to sneak around the corner, and you got Yato as Eve just stuck in that stationary position, popping his ultimate, thinking he's zoning everybody off. But Roger was able to sneak in and get that steal, and it's hard. And he wasn't as distracted. Carrie's, she's got Clint and all these other people coming around the left side. So when you have that much pressure on, it can be hard to hit that retry at the right time. And all Roger had to think about wasn't the team fight, just coming in and popping retry.
Yeah, and the lanes are just collapsing. Like they're gonna have to push. But I know they can't overextend, or they're gonna collapse here and lose. So it's really hard. They're definitely setting up for Lord now. 61 seconds, less than a minute going in. Matilda is getting sight here. They are still trying to push out. They're not trying to stay in their base. They know that they're just waiting for Lord to come up. this is going to be tough for Area 77 to pull through.
Yeah, I think at this point they really, they need to clear these waves correctly to where they're like, if they want to make a push here, they're not having minions crashing down in their lane, which they're starting to do. They're getting minions to the mid side of the map. They are moving as a unit. You got Chow and bot kind of trying to clear that bot wave a little bit and relieve some of the pressure on them. But still, they're the major problem here that we've been talking about is kind of this end game lack of damage.
Yep, they had to put a lot of their damage items, well, at least one of their slots into anti-heal because of how much healing they have. And they're sticking, EXN is sticking together. No, not like they're not slipping. Occasionally the Chow gets in and hits the Ets, but there's just so many people there. This is gonna be an all-out war right here for the last board, possibly. We'll see what happens. We got the Matilda poking. This is what I was saying. Area 77 needs to stay back, get in there when the Lord needs to, because look, Roger's almost half health.
The ult comes from Matilda and a nice knockup from Paquito. Lord is closing in. Who gets it? Another member goes down. We have 2 members. Lord is down. It does go to Selena. EXN gets it, but Area 77 thinking maybe if we can't take that Lord, we can take you guys out here, but it might be too much. They are dropping down low health. The immortality pops on Paquito. The immortality pops on Roger, but they keep going. Matilda comes in and is able to get the kill onto Clint. Now they're backing off, but Roger's here with a full bar of health, closing in also. Paquito knocks him back. Carry is there, though, also to zone them off. It is now 4 versus 3 in favor of the side of Area 77, but there is a Lord coming towards Area 77 along with minions. Can they defend this push, G?
They're going to have to. And it might come down to another Lord. Because, I mean... EXN does have 2 people dead to Area 77's 1, so I mean they could definitely take this Lord without a problem. It just all depends on if that Roger scales with this Ets here, if Selena comes in and monstrums here.
I don't think they should be pushing out like this, but he does get the kick onto Estes. But like we said, it's just not enough damage. But in comes Karina doing some nice damage onto him, taking him down to about half health. Lord has been pulled into the jungle. Good mechanics on the side of Area 77 to kind of slow down this push. Eve is now up. She pops that ultimate, but look at the damage. Roger takes out Chow so quickly. We did see a Winter Truncheon coming from that Matilda, but I don't think it's going to be enough. All they are trying to do right now is buy time, try to get this Lord down. They're trying to keep him away from their base, but EXN just isn't having it. They're closing in. Lord does go down. Will we see a Lord 4 here? The first of this league so far. Paquito gets taken out by Selena. Alice is in, and the base goes down. That is now the second game going to EXN, and it is now 1-1G.
Wow.
Wow, that's all I can
Roger.
say. Roger might start having to become a ban here.
I mean, Roger was definitely the MVP of Area 77, and then we flop it to EXN, and now Roger was the MVP of EXN. Roger, it was just nasty, man. And I also think it came down to them just having so much physical. You know, even though you said carry wasn't too much physical, does a lot off of HP.
She just wasn't doing it. I mean, even when she was hitting the Estes at the end there, she was barely touching him. You know, but the heal of Estes.
Someone fast.
Yeah.
Karina, it probably could have massacred. Being able to jump in there, get in behind the line, and
something with a bit more damage, for sure.
Oh, this was interesting. Area 77 also having 2 really thick people was throwing me off a little bit. I would have rather seen Jawhead, because the Jawhead was definitely key into their last game. So EXN pulls it through, man. I'm blown away.
I'm excited to see game 3. I'm like,
man,
And this is what you asked me in the beginning, like, who do you think takes this? And like, of course, Area 77 plays a great game. We know them, but EXN's here to play too, as we just saw. They know how to put together compositions. They know how to build 5-mans. They know what they're doing. And I mean, even in the first game, Area 77 wasn't just like completely steamrolling. They were losing in the very beginning. And this time, losing in the beginning cost them a lot. It
did. It lets that Alice build up. It did quite a bit, to be honest. Like without that early game, I mean, they took that mid tower in. They did all of that, but the Roger was just sneaking a lot of the lords.
Yeah, when they lost that lord, that second lord from that I don't know what happened. They really whiffed there, and that's when it was really over. They really had an advantage there for a minute, and I feel like they just got a little too trigger happy and went for that lord a little too early, and they weren't able to execute. And once they lost that, it was essentially a GG.
Oh yeah, man, it was definitely interesting. I can't believe everything that did happen. I mean, we do have man, there's just so much that went down there. Okay, we got a phone here. Oh,
we're all good.
I thought I
We're
couldn't
just
hear
waiting
you.
on Area 77 to get ready and ping up, collecting themselves maybe after that loss there.
Was there like a disconnect issue, I guess, on them, or maybe they're doing a team meeting, huh?
I know. Well, I know they had a sub in, so their main might be on now and ready to play. So
it was Lay their sub?
Lay was their sub.
I can definitely see. I was a little confused about how the Chow was hitting some of those things.
Yeah, I think that was another thing. I think maybe they should have just let that Chow at least go a little bit more damage,
Yeah.
But since you're going to use him as a tank towards the end game, they had plenty of time to sell items, buy new items, have Matilda pick up a couple damage items. Something, They just weren't able to output the damage that EXN was talking. That EXN had, especially when you're going up against this Estes.
Oh, definitely. And they, like I was saying, I just, in the very, very beginning of that scene, they just didn't have enough damage. I'm pretty sure if the Chow would have went actual, fighter emblem or assassin emblem or even the solo emblem, they would have had just maybe a little bit better of a chance to shut down that Alice, not let her get her stacks, not let her do any of those things that were happening there. Because at the end of the game with that Winter's Trench, all of that, they were definitely...
oh my god, those Alice plays? When Area 77 was closing in, I think it was the first or second Lord or something, they were closing in on the base, and they were about... I thought they really had it. Alice flickers into all three of them. She stops that Eve, and then she comes out, and she gets some health back, and then flickers in again to three of them, and just shuts them down.
Oh yeah, and it was, and then paired with the Ets and the Roger, I knew that was going to be devastating. And that's going Angela and Roger, man. With Angela and Roger, you can only imagine how fast Roger would be. It's definitely going to be something else. I mean, you think maybe not having that first pick was a throw by Area 77?
I don't really. I think they just got out. I think they got a little outdraft there. I don't think not having that first pick was a complete throw. I think that, like you pointed out, they didn't have any late game, and they just got outdrafted there. It didn't really, and they got kind of outplayed in the end there, right? I mean, the Lord steal, things like that.
Oh yeah, things like that. The Alice coming in and being pretty much a tank, and then it was everything, bro. I mean, it was the Area 77 had to waste items, possibly even key items to build all of that anti-heal. And in the end, it just showed off that they just didn't have enough damage to be able to like complete it there, you know. So it was one of those things that without building the correct way, you can see what happens. I mean, it was just of course they could get the Chow kick and then get that pretty easy, but they weren't able to execute enough. There wasn't enough damage. Their plays, they got pushed back so far. They couldn't do a lot of the things of them being able to get into the bushes, being able to strategically place yourself.
Yeah, what we saw from them in that first game, you know?
Yeah. They weren't able to set themselves up. The rotations were on key, still on point there. I just think they were missing a couple of things here, and it does look like their actual teammate came back. So,
yeah, they're ready to go. I think we're just right now. EXN, one of their players had an emergency or something, so we're just waiting on that. We do give a little bit of leeway to some of these guys, especially with the way tonight went. Everything kind of got thrown up in the air.
The Knights, it's slightly young now.
It's slightly young. No, we're moving on. They're still supposed to. No, this is the last one, so that's good. And if you want to stick around, you can. If Area 77 and TSU are still down to finish up their things, you can. If not, it's okay.
I'll probably be sticking around here. Might as well. No biggie. Well, we'll see what happens. If they're still going, I'm still here. Well, we'll ride out the night, like I said.
Ride out.
That's what I'm saying, man. Might as well. These plays have been crazy, and I kind of... who is it? It's Pro Panda and Area 77?
No, it's EXN and Ares. Pro Pandas was the ones that beat AE because they forfeited.
Okay, so the same two teams have to go again?
So it's 1-1. So these two teams have... It's best of 3, so they're going to go one more time. And now whoever wins this, it'll take the win.
What are we playing after this?
Oh, after this, it'll be Area 77 and TSU.
Yeah, so that's going to be...
You want to watch that game.
Yeah, like, come on now. That's some thickness right there. With Area 77 forfeiting up their first pick, that gives first pick again to EXN, right?
No, Area 77 gets first pick this time, right? Because they didn't get it the first or the second.
Last time, no. EXN definitely got first pick.
Okay.
EXN definitely got first pick. So we shall see what they do. Definitely going to be interesting. EXN, did they have to use a sub?
EXN is using a sub right now. So now that might make a big difference. We're going to see. We're jumping into this game. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to see how this goes. We've had a very interesting night tonight, G.
Dude, I'm telling you, every time I come on here, there's always something interesting happening.
It's been this whole league has been very... Anything that can happen has happened.
All
the things you think of when you're like, all right, I'm gonna start a league. What all could go wrong? All of those things have happened.
Then you got T-Rex saying hella damage, you know.
Oh, that was the worst part of it all.
Wait till they meme your nose, bro. We'll see. They definitely need to ban Roger, bro. Unless someone can come up with some type of counter to stop Roger here, or they want to pick Roger first. That'd be the play. But EXN, if they think Area 77 is going to play Roger here, they probably should ban Roger.
I mean, they have first. We know Area 77 has first pick, right? So that definitely, that right there is gonna. Maybe they leave. Maybe Area 77 leaves Roger open so that they can lock it in. But honestly, we've seen people play Roger and lose. But like, so it just depends. Like, well, we've seen all kinds of crazy things happen in this season so far. So I'm never gonna be surprised by anything anymore.
Yeah, I mean, we shall see. I mean, they definitely banning that Lila every time. I think what Area 77 had someone that's pretty good at her.
Oh, Yato's a monster with her.
Yeah, so that's always 100% ban. They know that. That's just knowing your enemy when you're going into a battle.
Yeah, I think Area 77 didn't know that EXN had a Lilia player the first game. So, like, it slipped in. And that's why we saw in the second game, like, all right, Area 77 decided to ban her. Because they, like, even they figured, like, all right, well, we're probably not going to get her because they have first pick or whatever. So, let's just ban her also. So, both teams making that a definite thing. But what's open right now, Esmeralda, I'm wondering if she's going to get banned out.
That is true. We have seen her banned in both of the other games. Maybe they forgot about her. Paquito hasn't seemed to be a huge problem recently.
He really hasn't.
I think he got nerfed, if I'm not mistaken.
He's
one of
slight
those
nerfs.
characters that are going to be like, do I use it? Do I not? Is he still good? Is he not? You know?
I think he's worth the use. Like, I think, like, he's still a viable pick, but is he worth the ban? You know?
Right.
And especially, like, of course, like in casual rank, he's probably worth the ban. But when you get to this, like, playing in a league like this is so much different because you have players who are so good at certain heroes and, you know, different compositions and teams that are good with a certain comp and everything like that. So you kind of have to think about that now. And it's a completely different banning system than what you're going to see in rank. It's a completely different banning system and picking system and all of that. So it's a completely different game almost.
No, you gotta, and I mean, a Phobius ban's always good. There's the Esmeralda. So what do you think, Roger?
Do they lock it in immediately? I mean, the question is, if they do, it means they're scared to play against it. There it is.
I knew it was gonna be a Roger, man. And I think it's just gonna come down to a combination of, like, does EXN have a counter?
I mean, Rogers, there's not a whole lot to do against him. You know, you just need to try to maybe get a get an invade. You know, slow him down, get some picks. Yeah, control him. Get some CC on him. I think Kaja's a decent pick against him.
Kaja, Rawhead. They need someone to stop him. What? Are they trolling us? A Paquito retry?
I mean, it's not unheard of. Well, especially when he first dropped. It's definitely, but he switched it over to Flicker. So this is My Foe is the sub too. So maybe he likes to play Paquito jungle, and he just already had it on there. We are seeing that Uranus though come from Area 77, and I love seeing it because we don't see a lot of teams use it, but the teams that do use it really do well with it.
Yeah, that's because he's just so tanky. He can control the battle. He can just overall, like I said, control the battle. I mean, he's almost like Esmeralda. I would say if Esmeralda was a robot, that'd be her. You know? Like the shielding, the healing, all of that. We do see another Chow on Area 77. I'm hoping that we see some really good sets by that. And I mean, they have their side lanes now. They don't have a marksman. They're going with the Roger. They definitely need a mage. They've been doing Yave a lot, eh? So I mean, their mages are pretty diverse.
Yeah, Yato's got a huge mage pool. I really like that Gals is running with that Chow this time. This time he will actually most likely be a mid Chow, where he belongs. That Hayabusa coming in might be a decent thing to deal with this Roger, able to bounce around, not let him close the distance on him. I'm surprised they went for that Kufr ban.
I was too.
Maybe, you know, I mean, they can't see what we can see, so of course they don't know for sure if that Chow is going to be off lane or mid lane. And that's a cool thing to point out. You know, like picking heroes like that, he's a flex pick. He could go in the off lane. He can go in the mid lane. And it makes it a bit more difficult for the bans of the opposing team when you pick a flex pick like that.
Yeah, and I mean, like you were saying, we just don't know what they're gonna do. They said we're not dealing with that Selena again. Go ahead and take her out. They definitely know they need a mage, but both teams need a mage, so it's kind of hard to just start banning mages. You know, you don't want to start banning mages and ban one you need to pick.
Yeah.
So we'll see how she goes here. Selena's a really good ban. They're really thinking hard.
Yeah, do they go for another tank here? Like, do they go for the Jawhead? Take out the gold lane. They know they need a gold lane. I think Clint's a good ban there. You know, the only thing when I look at Area 77's comp is normally Uranus takes gold lane, right? He can be an EXP lane, but that's the usual. So I'm wondering if Area 77 is going to say no to putting a marksman in the gold lane and pick up another, like, heavy EXP laner, like Yuzong, you know, Khalid, something like that, to put up in the EXP lane and let Uranus take gold lane.
Yeah, and I mean, it could be that they want to go, because last time, I mean, they were there, they were thick, but they weren't thick enough. And now that they have some decent thickness here, and I'm wondering what each team's mage is going to be. Is it going to be a Farza? Is it going to be a Yave, a Kagra? We got some really good picks that we can pick here.
I feel like the Yave, just the Eve, Yave, whatever you want to call her, just isn't really doing it right now. I like the Brody pick for the gold lane.
Wow, okay.
It definitely limits
First Brody.
The hero pool of who they want to put in the gold lane for the side, and it looks like they may be going for marksman. We saw Bruno earlier in the gold lane up against Clint, and it wasn't that great, but he might do better against Brody.
Yeah, it's a little bit hard to ooh.
Okay.
Now, that's an interesting pick. Claude's a good pick to fight a Brody with, you know, because of his elusiveness.
Yeah.
Now it's just down to the mage.
It's just the only worry about Claude is that Odette would be troublesome. Not only that, is there's a lot of movement, a lot of flicker, a lot of movement with that Matilda on the side of EXN. So it's going to be hard. You know, normally Claude, you're waiting for the team to be pretty close, at least so you can get 2 or 3 of them, get your ultimate, you know, get in there and do some damage to as many people as possible. And with Haya and Matilda and everyone running around, it's going to be hard for him to single out a few heroes at once.
Uh-oh. We're just... I don't know. They're giving me mixed emotions right now.
Thinking we're going to see Farza here.
Oh.
Oh.
Every mage.
Go for that Harley. Harley support. Not a I mean, well, another Harley may do good against that Kagura, may also do good against that Clint. He might be able to support some, you know. The only thing is he's kind of squishy, you know. He's a jump in, jump out kind of person. But again, another decent hero that's not going to let Claude jump on him and do huge damage, you know. That's 3 heroes on the side of EXN. You got Hayabusa, you have Harley, and you have Matilda that all have crazy mobility. And it's going to be really hard for Claude to really do endgame damage to all of them.
I'm thinking they want that huge burst for that Roger. Maybe Harley's going to be that counter. Because Harley will be able to dodge that Roger if well placed. And be able to dive in on him, hit him with that ult real fast, and then just burn him right down, you know? And I mean, you can do that with anything. Any of the heroes. The biggest thing is, where is everybody going to go here, you know? Like, we're looking at the Chow is definitely a realm. Your Nasl is going to be fighting Paquito up there in the top lane, and of course, Claude is gold lane here. Looks like Matilda mid, Harley mid. Still no invades on this Roger here. But we shall see what they do.
It looks like they're gonna, you know, Area 77 going for There's a slight strategy out right now where tanks the XP lane and he clears it with the XP laner, and it helps. He hits level 2 off of it even with roam item, but we're already having some engaged first blood going to area 77. It looks like they overextended just a little bit too much, but like I said, Gal's Cutie was able to hit that level 2 immediately, and it almost looked like a bad play because it gave EXN the opportunity to move into the blue jungle because they had no tank protecting, but Area 77 was quickly able to turn that around.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I mean, we are seeing them. Ooh, I'm having quite a bit of lag on my side, so I'm not able to keep up as much as I would like to here.
Blue team hero has been slain.
Just, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's just the video is just slight blurry, hard to hear, but the plot goes down here.
Area 77 takes 2 drops. Essentially, it's 1-2. Game's still pretty even.
About it. It looks like they need to set up for Turtle right now. Your Nasl is doing decent here, just taking out that Paquito, keeping pressure on him, but Matilda comes in and pokes, man. This is gonna be the set for Lord. Who gets a pick? Looks like what EXN is behind just slightly than the Area 77. So we shall see what they decide here. They're going in.
Turtle is up. Uranus doing a good job at just kind of poking in this top lane, but Area 77 seems to have the foothold on this Turtle now. Wonder if EXN's gonna decide to contest it. Oh my foe playing Hayabusa decides to drop from his red buff, zoom in on that Turtle, and does get the steal onto an amazing play by him, but Roger is able to take on Matilda and even out that kill. That kill spread 2-2.
We are clearing up here, so we got some we definitely see now. We're looking good. I mean, this is going to be interesting. The Brody looks like he's doing good. He got the kill. So no biggie there. Has a Harley secured a kill yet? Has he been putting a lot of pressure down?
Harley has not secured any kills. We're looking at it's still a short game right now. You know, nothing major has happened. Oh my foe's got a kill, the Hayabusa, and then when we're looking at Roger, he's 1-0-1. Gal's Cutie also has secured another kill. Gold almost dead even. We're looking at a 50 gold difference right now, but in the top lane, Hayabusa does close in onto that Uranus, but he's just too bulky. But look at Harley here. Finds him hiding in the bush. Is Paquito going to try to do something here? He decides to back off along with the rest of EXN.
Man, this is I thought that Harley was going to get that. I think he pulled the hat trigger a little too fast. He should have been pre-shooting before he got into the bush. Some craziness here. Brody is getting that full farm on that bottom tower, which is nice, and it looks like they're rotating down to kind of help out as well.
Maybe even big ult coming from Matilda onto him. He's able to flicker out though. A nice play from Claude. He's willing to lose that tower. He knows, he's like, I'd rather lose the tower than me die.
Yeah. And I mean, they're both trading up here because I mean the Uranus is clearly he's already got the gold on his tower. The Brody's got the gold on his tower. So that's why the gold is staying even, because one lane is overall losing as well as the other lane. So no biggie there. They need to be setting up for Turtle here and gaining that. Roger is initiated on it. He is alone.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens here. We
But
got
in comes Chow, though.
Possibly coming here.
Paquito trying to get some poke. It looks like EXN is trying to back them off this Turtle. The Turtle did not reset. Uranus coming in a nice take. Look at that kick from Chow onto Hayabusa, but he pops his ult just in time. But Uranus is able to secure the kill. Now Area 77 closing in, taking out 4 members. Will they take out this Harley? They're chasing him through the jungle, and down goes Harley. Burn it all down, securing the kill. Area 77 now sitting at 7-3, and most definitely going to take this middle tier 3 tower.
Yeah, that was tough for EXN. That was a huge blow to get team wiped there. Not only does it affect their farm, it just made Area 77 just possibly snowball and take out all of their frontal towers.
Yeah, I mean Roger's sitting at 3-0 now, and the hope is like, okay, yeah, if Roger's, oh my god, though, wait a second, look at that ult from Kagura. She does stop them, but EXN does not seem to take any damage from it, and Yato is quickly taken out. Maybe a little bit of an overstep from her.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, Uranus is still pushing that mid lane with no problem. Brody is getting hurt here by this Claude, though. Possibly getting it here. He does make it out of there with like just a small amount of HP. There, Uranus is
the
just like
harassment of him.
Yeah,
I mean, just
dude.
really bothering, just touching this Paquito, man. Like keeping him up there, and then he's rotating to the mid to harass that too. And Paquito can't seem to do anything about it right now. You know, they let this Uranus scale, and a lot of times they think like, all right, we want to try to gank gold lane because we don't want the Claude to scale, you know. But by letting this Uranus not only like live for a while and collect gold, he's also gotten 2 kills. He's looking good right now.
Having him like that, man, is just nasty for the other team. Look at this Area 77 just teleporting back.
Oh my god, they do get the trade-off. Burn it all down, securing the kill into Roger, but he does also go down. A 9-5, it's a 1-1 trade, but Area 77 still controls the map. You still have Uranus in this top lane harassing, taking a little bit more damage from that tower as Paquito tries to rotate to do something about it. Turtle is up, G. Do you think EXN can do something to try to strike back here?
I don't know, man. They're really harassing this lane, and this Claude just knows how to get in and out of areas. Dude.
Oh,
and
beautiful kick from Gal's Cutie onto Matilda, and they let Yato finish it off. The taunting has begun. Area 77 feeling confident.
The Uranus is just up there, just not even letting the Paquito do anything. I don't even think he's moved an inch.
Yeah, Paquito hasn't, you know, he's in what this is. It's really stopping Paquito from being able to join these team fights, and I think they need him. You know, he's one of their only frontal fighters right now. He's one of the only people that can really engage, other than Matilda, and he's just not able to be there.
Yeah, and I mean, he just good bait by Uranus, man. As soon as Harley ulted on him, he dashed backwards and avoided all of the contact of his cards. So the harassment is just they're holding them right at their base, not letting them zone. This is what we've seen in the first game, and now that they have control of the map, it's going to be tough for EXN here.
Yeah, Chow tries to go in and make a play, but look at the damage from that Roger. 1 member down. Uranus diving into the tower, willing to take damage, but maybe he goes too far. He does get taken out from that Brody, but Roger does not care. Triple kill. Will he get the Maniac here? He's melting down Brody, but Brody's responding. Some big damage. He gets taken out from that Brody. Brody able to save something there and try to retaliate and give EXN just a little bit of breathing space. Area 77 playing a great game, but the reality is maybe like if they could have stepped back there. They're not playing.
Roger could have not been so thirsty and probably took a tower instead of trying to get the kill there.
And we have seen greedy plays like this. You know, we've seen being too overconfident in the late game or mid game like this really turn around.
Oh yeah, I mean that kind of slowed down the Roger. Now he's a little bit not as snowballing. The gold lead's not too crazy, so it's just a matter of like seeing what EXN can do to this. Lord is about to be up in 8 seconds. They are missing a lot of their towers.
Yeah, they're down to nothing but inhibitors.
Yeah, we know Area 77 can do some major damage. We see it. Roger.
Look at Chow here. Chow's just waiting for the play. He does get figured out, but I just love Gal's Cutie sitting there. And I love watching these tanks just sit there in the enemy bushes, like waiting for the play, waiting for the set. Funny. Please stick your neck out. I will chop it off.
They know how to pitch those tents, man. Get those vision. Be very, very patient. not overreact, and it looks like they're gonna have an uncontested Lord here.
I mean, there's nothing they can do about it. They can't contest right now. They're 6K gold behind at 11 minutes.
Yeah.
Not only that, but Roger's fed. Hayabusa's not fed. He's 1-3. I mean, they're in a bad position right now.
Hayabusa just peeing. You got Roger coming in. He's dealing tons of damage here, man. Will they be able to handle it?
Yeah.
He's giving the buff to Claude. Interesting plays here.
I don't think he's super worried about it. He's going to go up to this top lane and clear. Lord is crashing down on the mid. I'm waiting for this set that we know is going to come from Gauss Cutie. We do see that ultimate come from Hayabusa, but it's just not enough. It quickly gets reversed. Lord takes the middle inhibitor tower, and in comes the rest of Area 77. Roger working hard on that top inhibitor tower. They're closing in. A nice kick onto Matilda from Gauss Cutie. In comes the ultimate of Claude, doing damage to all of EXN. EXN falling down. 1, 2, 3, 4. The base is dropping. The minions are on it. There's nothing but Brody left. And the last game of the series goes to Area 77.
GG. Wow. Again, the Roger was MVP, bro.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, people in the chat, Roger meta? Question mark?
Yeah.
Definitely a monster right now.
All they had to do was give him a little bit of defense, and that boy become a monster, man. Roger is definitely back in the meta. MVP every single game, no matter the team that's using them. The Brody was definitely the MVP on EXN. Area 77 just got their full steam, bro. Their communication was there. Not having that sub, you can kind of see that they blew up, and then of course EXN had to sub someone out, so it was very unfortunate. Possibly having the sub come in and be the
game changer, maybe.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, I don't know. I think, both teams had subs. I think it was a well fought game from both. Like, it wasn't like a sweep, Area 77 dominated pretty well that game. I think both teams really showed up. And it's been a good night, mostly.
100%.
Good games. But after this, we now have, we're going to finish up Area 77 versus TSU. To those that don't know, they have already played one game about a week ago. And let me jump to the caster desk real fast. About a week ago, they played one game, and then Moonton dropped that update that didn't happen for Android users or iPhone users or whatever, or iPhones, so they could not play in the same lobby together, so we had to stop that series early. We are now choosing tonight to finish it up, and I'm excited. Area 77 did win the first game, so it is already 1-0 to the side of Area 77. Will TSU respond by possibly getting a win here?
Hey, all I know is we're about to see a war, and it's gonna be either like just complete counters left and right, or it's going to be just an all-out slaughter fest and just massive fights. I can just see it coming down. Who's gonna be the better jungle? Are they gonna ban Roger?
Find out on the next episode of North American Squad League. Area 77 climbing to the top. What will happen? They will now clash against Super Saiyan TSU.
Oh man, this is definitely gonna be intense. I'm looking forward to it. Who do you think is gonna pull this through, T-Rex?
Area 77's warmed up right now. They're ready to go. They're feeling confident. They just won a game. They just won a series. TSU did win a series earlier too, though. Both teams hungry. They're both competitors for this top 4 spot, and they know that, like, you also have to think about it like this, like when you're a top team, like you don't want a good team like TSU to be in the top 4, you know, or you don't want a good team like Area 7 to be in the top 4. You want to try to really sweep them, so that way you maybe let a team that you've already beat, like you let Area 77 lets Extraction make it into that 4th spot instead of TSU, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Something like that. That way you feel like your top 4 bracket's a little bit easier.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing that I've seen about TSU is that their tank sets are just insane. So I want to see some really good sets. I'm wondering who's gonna ban what. Is Area 77 gonna run Roger? Sir Oni was insane as Clint.
Dude's a monster. TSU in that off lane, man.
Yeah.
That gold lane is a carry for TSU. I'm wondering if Area 77's got a plan to deal with it.
Yeah, you know, and I mean that's the one thing I have seen lacking, and a lot of them is that most of them didn't go marksman. So it's just a matter of who's gonna outplay who. I want to say, I've seen Area 77 is really good. They're really patient. TSU just normally snowballs. They know how to rotate. They know where the lanes are going, and it's just gonna be a tough game. Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, TSU is just they haven't had that their battles in just yet. You know, things have happened. It's just a matter of seeing what's going on and how they're gonna go about it. You know, we'll see what happens. I know, Area 77 now has their full team, which I think might have been a little devastating if they went against TSU without their actual team. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I know this is gonna be nice, man. I've seen these Roger plays, and I wonder if TSU is gonna do something against it. But even we've seen TSU even excel when their jungle wasn't even excelling. You know, it was just because their other lanes can always be good as well. You know, they're not always relying on just one person. Sometimes it could just be like Sir Oni. Sir Oni was just clapping it as a Clint. There goes the Roger.
Well, that's when you know you have a good team. You know, that's when you know it's a solid team.
Yeah.
I used to say that about BTK and certain other teams. Like, it's not just one player who's like always shining. Like, if the jungle doesn't do great that game, the gold lane carries. If the gold lane doesn't do great that game, the tank carries. Or the EXP lane carries. Like, they always have a backup plan, and every player is willing to commit.
Yeah, they know how to play their character. They know how to kind of slightly snowball up, even if they have to, you know. So it's gonna be interesting, man. I mean, we're seeing some really good bands here. Amon's band, Natan's band, Roger's band. We're probably who do you think they're gonna? Who's the hypers? Who do you think's gonna be the hyper for TSU?
So with Roger out of the way, we know that TSU can run Assassin. They can run Marksman. We know they have a nice hero pool. Area 77 the same way. So we might see something, you know, with TSU, we might see that YSS pick. YSS is open right now. Area 77 has been banning them up against EXN, but since they have first pick, maybe we leave them open and try to snag them up real fast. Lilia has also not been banned yet. TSU right now, I feel like the Amon ban was a real waste.
Yeah.
We know that they like to ban him, but we've never seen Area 77 play it, even when it's open.
Oh yeah.
So I mean,
And
they
and
definitely
we know
wasted
Area
a ban there.
77 has the Lilia Pro, right?
Yeah, Yato's a monster with Lilia, and there it goes. At least they did their homework on that one.
Or they listened to us. No.
Yeah.
But no, exactly.
There's that
YSS.
YSS, like I said. You know, since Roger's not open, we're gonna lock that in.
YSS a really good pick. Hayabusa is still open though. Yes, you can lock down Hayabusa maybe. Of course, if a Raphael.
Locking that in immediately, saying this is what we want to
there's
do
the
as our
Clint.
support tank. Clint also locking in immediately, not wasting any time. Things are gonna get interesting.
Things are going to get interesting. We know that they haven't banned Brody yet. Brody would be a decent pick. Lapu.
Well, I mean, Merciless plays a really nice Lapu. Lapu's also great at getting to the back line. Like, he's great at jumping onto that Clint if he needs to. So I don't think it's a bad pick at all.
A good Barza.
Gonna also be good at zoning out.
Yeah, definitely could stop the Clint if need be. Lapu, like you said, that's really good. They definitely need him for initiation.
And not only that, but it stops the other team from picking Lapu to jump onto this Farza. You know?
Yeah. Exactly.
So, do they lock in their hyper immediately? Do they go for an offlaner here? Do they lock in that Paquito that we've been seeing? Or are they not really stressing it? Another open hero right now is Phobius.
Ooh.
Always trust the message.
That is true. Phobius would be a great counter to Farza.
And, well, into that, to YSS. Because he's constantly dashing in and out. That's the way his passive works. The Lunox pick, decent. Normally we see Lunox to really counter these tanky heroes, but she does good against anyone. She's a hard-hitting mage. We haven't seen her get to play much because she's getting banned so often.
Yeah, and I mean, having Lunox, she's like one of those people that can be diverse as well. She could either be in the mid lane or she can be in the gold lane. So it's more of she excels more into the gold lane, but so does Clint. I mean, Clint definitely not jumping into another lane. Them banning the Hayabusa, we know that they don't have their hyper yet. Let's see what they're gonna pick here, man. Again, if Area 77 gets Phobius, it's gonna reduce what hypers TSU can pick, you know, because you know Ling's open right now, so possibly Ling. I mean, man, they've stopped a lot of the hypers.
Taking
a lot
out
of the good ones.
They're trying to, right now, TSU really focusing on gold laners. You know, and at this point, I think Area 77 just keeps on bans another hyper here. Do they go for Ling here? That's the question, really. I'm thinking we might see a Ling ban, honestly.
I mean, Ling ban would be ideal. Because, I mean, they need a hyper. I can't think of any. I mean, a Karina.
Karina,
we
Lance.
haven't seen them.
Karina's actually possible. Just because she will do good at getting in on this Farza and getting in on this YSS.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of tough what they're going for right now. They are going
There's
down.
that Ling ban.
There's the Ling.
So now, do we see Karina? We see there's that Uranus going to TSU this time. And these are both teams that like to use Uranus, and I really like that. They really like to use Uranus, G.
It sounds kinky.
Kimmy, we saw Kimmy in like the first 2 or 3 days, and we haven't seen her since. And like she was dominating in the first days, so I think that would honestly be a decent gold pick, especially for late game damage. But instead they go for some late game bulk and lock in that Farza. And by taking this Kufra, what tanks does the side of TSU have left?
Well, I mean, TSU is gonna have to tank your Nas.
Nah, they're gonna run gold. I mean, they're gonna run EXP lane Uranus.
You think? Then
yeah.
who's the hyper?
Oh, I guess you're right. They're gonna run tank Uranus.
Yeah.
No, tank. No, it's tank. It's tank. You're
yeah,
throwing me up. Tank Rafaela. God darn
she
it.
Looks like, she looks like a regular mage, you know. I see that. That makes sense now. Uh-oh.
Are we gonna see Jungle Exborg? We saw Area 77 use Jungle Exborg against Karina in the MLP match. And they dominated. It does.
Nice.
He can be good in some clutch situations. And the thing is they have the ability to do a fighter jungle like this because they have the late game of Clint and the late game of Lunox right now.
Oh. Huh. Interesting. I don't think they have enough squishy people for a drinker.
I mean, he'll be good against that Farza.
I mean, he could eat Alice early on, 100%.
Yeah, if they can play aggressive early on and scale him and maybe take out that YSS, they have it. And if that happens, Area 77 definitely needs to play for the late game and try to scale that YSS up. But
I mean, it also comes down to who can play.
Yeah.
You know, Jawhead, nasty, man. If he starts tossing people into the back lanes.
Yeah, we've seen Area 77 mean with that Jawed. If he can single out this Rafaela very early on and really put her back, it'll be a nice advantage for Area 77. But the game has begun. Give us this lane bus breakdown, G.
Exactly. So we're looking at Alice versus Clint. That's going to be an interesting peak there. It does look like Jawhead and Raphael are going to be down there as well. Jawhead's not invading, so that's interesting. But we are going to see Uranus down there with Lapu, Lunox fighting Farza in the mid. It's going to be a tough one here. I would have suspected that Jawhead to do just a little. Did he sneak in there? What?
Yeah. And he gets the throw. That's what I was talking about. The throw into Raph. And look at this rotation coming from Farza immediately. They want to try to get a pick on her as soon as possible to slow down TSU. You don't want to let that Raph get a couple tank items early in the game. And if you can keep her weak, you can keep her squishy. Another nice throw. I love the harassment from Gals Cutie right now.
If YSS was right there, man, could have definitely ate her. But you're gonna see a sustained battle at the bottom, and we're gonna see Clint was
another throw. This is it. They get the pick onto it, and are they gonna get another one here? Suroni a little too close. I think they really want to get Suroni. They're running. We haven't seen it where they're running 1-1-2-2 right now.
Yeah.
You know,
and I think they need to do it because
nice throw to Clint. They don't want to let him scale, and they get the kill onto him. Beautiful plays coming from Area 77 right now.
Counter. That was like what, the 7th toss?
A toss counter, yeah.
Yeah, we need a Jawhead toss counter, bro. That was, dude. He just literally soloed that lane there.
Oh my god, look at that flicker in the bird mode coming down. Area 77 able to take out Young Rumi, slowing down that Lunox, and now they're closing in on this Uranus, taking out exactly who they need to. Area 77 closing in, and ult comes in from Merciless, and he slams a sword down and takes out Uranus.
What? YSS is just casually killing Turtle. Okay.
Let's get
serious. Area 77 might feel a little cocky right now.
I mean, Area 70, I just think the fact that, like, So the fact that they switched up their usual strategy and were like, listen, we have a plan for TSU. We're going to run these two up top so we can really take out Cerrone early game. Like, they know who they needed to slow down, and they adapted the composition and the rotation just for TSU. You don't see a lot of teams do that.
You don't. And this Jawhead, man, he is just roaming and is everywhere. Just tossing, like he's about to toss this Raphael right here and get an easy dub.
Yeah, he's got ultimate now too. And it just popped, so he's ready for the engage. A nice poke, and he comes in, and they get the kill onto that Raph. Like I said, the goal is slow that Raph down. If they can make sure she doesn't get where she needs to, the rest of the team will have no... they're just going to crumble.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's essentially playing the game without the tank there, you know? Again, but Lunox just took a kill.
Yeah, they finally get a kill, EXN, onto Area 77. But is it going to be enough? They're already falling behind. It's almost a 2K gold lead, and we're only 4 minutes in.
Yeah, they're in a tough position. They just need to keep farming, get the gold, try to stay away from the Jawhead, keep distance, keep vision. The Fars is hitting hard. YSS ulted at the same time to get even more extra damage out on the Lunox here. But the Clint looks like
now he's having trouble with this Alice right now. He's falling behind too much. Gauss Cutie misses the throw, but still the pressure right now. Second turtle is up. Look at the stun coming in from that Alice and just melting down that Lunox. Gauss Cutie able to just get away. She's forced to pop her ultimate and just escapes.
Man, that interaction. I almost thought the Jawhead was dead, but then like everybody else came in and just couldn't execute that Jawhead. Your Nas and Lapu have just been pulling it out in the bottom lane, man. Neither of them are giving up. They're just constantly fighting down there, and I mean we definitely see that they're cutting the lanes there on them. They're trying to fight. But the battle is up here on Cerrone, man. They know.
Yeah. They're leaving Lapu down there. Like, listen, just deal with Uranus. Don't let him push too hard. We're gonna focus most of our pressure in this gold lane and slow down the people who we know matter.
And I mean, the Alice can definitely scale late game. You know, she gets all her stacks. Ooh.
That looks bad for Alice though, but they quickly respond with taking out Raph. It's a 1-for-1 trade. But still, I mean, more damage coming into this top. Look at Uranus, though, pulling a nice move and clearing out some of this. He says, fine, you don't want to let me harass your bot lane. I'm going to harass your jungle now.
And then he's constantly just cutting off, man. It's definitely, they're going to try to maybe finally jump this Lapu. I mean, if they did jump the Lapu, it would probably allow the Uranus to just destroy that tower, but they're going to take mid tower instead. What a wow. Mid tower goes down first.
Quickly.
Interesting.
Is Burn It All Down gonna have enough damage to deal with that Uranus? He doesn't even want to waste time with him, but a big ult coming in for Merciless, landing down on to young Ramiel, and he takes out that Lunox, but Uranus is able to pop some skills and respond by taking out Merciless. But still, I feel like taking out that Lunox, you know, they're really focusing these damage dealers right now. Like, they're focusing hard, but this looks bad for YSS. Can he get out? They do get the kill, and do they secure another one on to this Raph? Yes, they lose YSS, but they take 2 members of TSU with them.
Wow, I don't know if you've seen, but the Uranus flickered into the dash to stop the YSS from being able to dash out of there. It was literally the clutchest play there. Stopped him. And then they ended up getting the kill on him, man. That was crazy. What? You're not the Uranus. I'm gonna call him Uranus because I'm tired of saying Uranus.
Is that why you call him Uranus all the time?
It might be. Tired of seeing anuses around here, I guess. But Uranus is definitely he's playing good. He knows what he's doing. He's holding that side lane. He's messing up the jungle. He's doing his job, man.
Yeah.
They are gonna take possible turtle here without even
Blue team has
being a
slain the
contest.
turtle.
Yeah, I mean they've been holding this 2K gold lead for a while. It's almost scaling to 3K. Area 77 definitely controlling the map right now. They've taken this mid lane tower. It's giving them freedom to roam. But up in the top, we do see Granger coming in. Winter Truncheon does pop on Alice. Is it enough? She does take Clint with him, though. And in the bottom, huge ganks happening onto that Uranus. And now Area 77, you know, just like I say about them all the time, they play to their own tempo. They play to their own game. And if you're ganking top, we're ganking bot.
Yeah, they probably, Alice was probably like, guys, push bot. I'm gonna distract top because there were so many of them trying to get that Alice up top. And I mean, their strategy from the beginning was to kind of just like hold and attack that top with everything that they had. And the Clint Stool is trying to stay in that lane, but
He's
in the
behind.
end,
He's 0-3
debated.
right now.
Yeah, they've shut him down. Here's Area 77 pitching their tents. They know what they're doing. They
Yeah, just
pulled the
completely
RV up this
ignoring the
time.
minions.
Yeah.
Letting them pass. Like, yo, we're going to sit right here and wait for one of you people to come on over. And here we go.
Yeah.
Do they get the trap here? He does get the throw on Uranus, and Uranus gets quickly smashed down. Mark Cutie securing the kill, and now they close onto this tower to take another piece of material from TSU.
Dude, this Jawhead has been
Oh my god,
nasty.
they're still going though. Alex and Jawhead flickering in. In comes Lunox doing some nice damage onto Farza, but it's just not enough. But TSU does have the ability to push them out of their base at least and maybe buy some more time. I think at this point TSU needs to just kind of focus on farming and defending.
Yeah, and I mean, Area 77 has a decent gold lead. Looks like, thought Alice was attacking that Lord there for a second, but she's just going through, phasing in there.
YSS starting this Lord, and I don't think there's much that TSU can do. They gotta let them have it.
Yeah, no, their laning is falling behind right now. They have to farm. They've been starved out here. The picks that they've been getting, they gotta watch out on their bushes, and they don't have a tank that can just casually look at the bushes besides Uranus, and then they just toss them out, bro. And I mean, we're on toss number 13 on Jawhead.
Toss number 326 coming in, and he gets 325, just lands, and Rafaela gets taken out. That is another beautiful pick. You know, I think they know they can't go into their own jungle. They need to stop making those plays. Rafaela's just not the tank that can bush check right now. She's too squishy. They took her out early. They are able to clear Lord, but Air 77 wants to go in some more and try to take an inhibitor tower with this push. Can TSU respond? I mean, look at the damage they're doing to Uranus, who's supposed to be a monster. A huge ult coming in from Merciless, and he takes out Cerrone. Now they do respond by taking out that Jawhead, but Burn It All Down keeps going as he's trying to take out more members. He's taken out by the Rafaela. TSU finally responding. That's 3 members of Area 77 down, but Mark Cutie's still going and takes out that Granger. It's just Uranus and Rafaela, the 2 tanks, up against an Alice and a Lapu. Does Area 77 want to finish here? Look at the damage she's doing to that Uranus right now. She gets the kill. Now it is just Rafaela all alone. Clint does respawn, but the base is low. Do they focus and try to steal? It is a sliver. It's going down. Area 77 takes the game and the series 2-0.
Can I just say, maybe a Jawhead phobia?
Jawhead phobia is real.
They're all gonna be sleeping tonight, and then that's all they're gonna think about is how many times they've been flopped.
How many times has Uranus been thrown tonight?
Just a little bit too many times. But look, you can see they just completely shut down that Clint. I think they knew.
That was the game plan. Like, and I love how they did that. They came into that game knowing, let's take out Cerrone. He's the problem. And not only did they get those kills on a Cerrone, but they also were able to take out Tamal with it. They also were able to take out that Raph. I think Tamal would have been a bit better going with a Kufa or something. We haven't seen him play a whole lot of Raph, and so they didn't have that set ability that we've been talking about all night tonight.
Yeah, I think it just came down to the bans. They just, like, they picked their jungle way too late. They were able to hold back a lot. They banned a lot of the good jungles. Ended up capitalizing on getting YSS first. And then just controlling the bans. The picks and the bans were what it was doing. The Jawhead, I mean, that's not the first time we've seen the Jawhead just
dominate,
control the battlefield there. And even the Lapu was just nasty there at the end, just doing so much damage. I think it just came down to, you can see, I mean, TSU had a ton of team fights, but they didn't have the damage.
Yeah.
They didn't have a single target like how Jawhead
They needed the ability to scale. They have that Clint who always does good in that mid to late game. They have Lunox who does good mid to late game. And yeah, they had Granger who's a good early game hero, but they had nothing to set up for him. They couldn't be aggressive in the early game because they had Raph, you know? They have Raph and Uranus.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. The Granger, you know, like he just didn't have anybody he could farm. They were too thick. There was an Alice, there was a Jawhead, there was a Lapu. You're probably not gonna catch Farza slipping because she can just call right out of there, you know. And then you got YSS. He can just dash out of there. It was just a really hard pick for their jungle.
Yeah. So Area 77 takes the 2-0 sweep, putting them 3 points up and tying them with MLP for the top 1 position. Big deal. TSU sitting a little behind.
Crazy.
But they're definitely not out. TSU, I mean, like I said, my guess still kind of stands tall. I think the ending, we got 2 days left, and I think the top 4 stand at TSU, the Valley, Area 77, and MLP. I'm not counting S2 or Extraction out. If they can capitalize on a win, if they can let's see real fast. The last 2 days, S2 versus TSU. TSU versus the Valley. So if the Valley can sweep on TSU, that's going to set them back. And if S2 can sweep MLP, then S2 has a chance to maybe take that number 4 spot. Same thing going to Extraction on the last day. Extraction versus the Valley. TSU versus AE. A quick touch on the whole AE situation that happened tonight. A lot of people have been jumping in the chat. There was some issues with them. They forfeited their game. I don't really want to talk about it too much because it's not a big deal. But what I do want to say is that Kage Terror has already reached out to me and is asking if he has a 5-man put together, can he continue? He's been my main. I consider him the team captain. I know a lot of people see Riles as the head of AE, but for this league, he's been my main communication to that team. He's been awesome. So I will probably release a statement on whether AE will be continuing or not. I don't think they're completely out. Hopefully not. Any team's allowed to forfeit a game. I can't maybe it's whatever if it's one thing if they quit the rest of the league, but any team's allowed. If you have a bad lose and you feel like you're in a bad head state and you don't want to continue, you're allowed to forfeit. You know, we've known that if a team can't make it, if 3 of your members are at work or something happens and you need to forfeit, you're allowed to do that. So again, it's no real, it's not that big of a deal. It is what it is. It happens in any sort of tournament or league. But I'm ready for this Sunday. We got 5 days. It's going to be a big day. G, thank you for tonight. If you guys haven't, make sure you follow G. He's a Facebook streamer like many others. All the YouTube viewers, I appreciate it, guys. Even after the stream issues, even after the AE issues and all this stuff, we've been holding strong. I appreciate you guys. And until next time, any final words, G?
No, that's it, man. That was a great game, great night. Glad everybody stuck through all of the troubles, and we had a good time, man. We had a good time.
it was a blast. It was a really good night tonight. I'm excited for these last 2 days. We got some big teams playing. December 7th is Tuesday. We're gonna have four series that night, and the finals on the 12th, and it'll be the end of the first North American Mobile Legends League.
Dude, I can't wait. It's gonna be amazing.
All right, thank you, everybody. We are out. See you next time. All these games will be posted tomorrow or the next day too. Just to let you guys know. And if you haven't, press subscribe. You bastards.